Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the crypto market back up, this is what we love to see, right? After a 30% correction, now we're seeing some serious green. Bitcoin now trading at 11,812, up 5.19%. Ethereum 310, up 7.71%. And XRP, it has been hovering at around that 40-cent mark yet again, up 1.39%. The total market cap, almost 336 billion, but we're still seeing Bitcoin dominance at 62.6. But we look at the chart here, and by the way, this is Bitcoin on a daily, and we're seeing this pattern. So after this significant correction, going all the way down to what was the low here that we saw on July 2nd. We saw a low of 9,614.08 for Bitcoin, rebounded back up, came back down. Buyers and sellers were finding that sweet spot, but now it's looking as if buyers are overpowering sellers and they are commanding a higher price. So as I had mentioned, Bitcoin now trading at about 11,800 and it is climbing. Let's put it on the hourly for a second to give you guys an idea. So this is the hourly, okay, and just in the last couple of hours here, Bitcoin went from around the 11,400 mark and now already trading at 11.8. So a healthy correction, and it's looking like we are moving higher. What does Bitcoin have to break next in order to continue the bull run? Well, in my opinion, of course, we need to first meet this $14,000 or rather $13,800 mark. We need to break that. Okay, once we hit that again, we might still see a little bit of resistance and we might see, maybe some sideways trading. But ultimately, after that, we need to break these significant areas of resistance, and I'll just mark them out here for you guys. This one here, which is really big, it's about 17,000. What was the top here? 17,200 and some odd. Okay, that's a big one. And of course, up here, the mega. On this exchange, it's 19,666, but realistically, it is that $20,000 mark, that psychological barrier, the last all-time high Bitcoin hit. That is the big one we have to surpass in order for this market to really gain steam. And if you think we're gaining steam now, you just wait till it surpasses 20,000. I think that's when real FOMO will kick in, and we'll start seeing all the alts move with a lot more fury with Bitcoin. Okay, they're slowly moving up, slowly edging, slowly but surely, right? But it's going to be that mainstream attention that Bitcoin gets once it beats its all-time high. When all the naysayers were saying Bitcoin was dead, how many times did we hear that in the last year and a half? Once the mainstream public realizes that Bitcoin is not dead, that's when we're going to start seeing the big gains, guys. Just my opinion. But I really wanted to address something that happened yesterday, and it was with regards to XRP surging by over 4% in an hour. And so this article just touches on this, guys. I always link all the articles in the description. When I go back to the chart here, let me go back to the XRP chart. Zooming in here, and this is the daily, but we're going to go on the hourly just to kind of get a better sense of this. So I know a lot of you guys saw this yesterday and you're wondering, well, why did XRP surge randomly? Okay, the whole market was kind of stagnant, and maybe you guys didn't even care that it surged. You're just happy that it kind of made a movement up. But this is an example of how the FOMO is really real, and I'll explain why in a second. So here we're looking at July 6th, actually, so it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Okay, we saw a pop. We saw XRP go from its opening price of 0.383 cents going up to a high of 0.410 cents. And although this article said that it surged by 4% in an hour, that was actually about 7%. So why the 7% surge? Quite significant for, it seemed as though it was a non-reason. Well, guys, to me, this is just a mini example of why I think XRP will explode once we start seeing that mainstream media focus on Bitcoin. As I was perusing the internet, I saw this article here from newsbtc.com. Ripple surges after American Express blog mentions XRP. Now, it was just a mention, and yet still we saw a 7% surge in price. Okay, but this was simply a case of misplaced FOMO. So Ripple XRP has incurred some decent upward momentum today after FOMO spread on Twitter based on an American Express blog post that mentioned Ripple for international settlements. The blog, however, is old and is not at all an official Amex announcement, so traders should trade XRP with caution. So this is just telling you guys, beware. There are some there's always going to be some news out there that somebody's trying to pass it off as new. I try to do my due diligence when I look at these articles so as not to make that mistake. So this blog post coincided very closely with the XRP price surge that occurred earlier today, independently of the rest of the crypto markets, and it may have been caused by some misplaced hype surrounding the XRP mention on the Amex blog. Ripple XRP surge to 40 cents despite recent downward pressure. So at the time of writing, XRP is trading up over 6% at its current price of 40 cents, which is up significantly from its recent lows of 37 cents. This price surge happened earlier this morning when the cryptocurrency's price rose sharply from just above 38 cents. Okay, so it gives you the numbers. Earlier today, crypto Twitter was alight with the fact that both Ripple and XRP were mentioned in a blog post on the Amex website titled "Cross-Border Payments to Become Faster, More Transparent, and Easier to Manage," although it is unclear as to whether or not this event directly caused the Ripple price to surge. The timing of the recent surge and the fact that XRP moved independently, and so this is what's important here, we saw it move independently of any other cryptocurrency, okay? Let's take a look here. This is XRP again on the hourly, guys. This is July 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going from a low of 0.383 to a high of 0.41, okay, representing a 7% increase in that hour time frame. So again, July 6th at 10 a.m. Usually Bitcoin is the leading indicator. And what was Bitcoin doing at that exact same time? Just to give you an idea, this is what Bitcoin was doing at that exact same time. So I will draw a little circle around that for you guys. Okay, so this is the same hour. Okay, and Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin reacted to XRP the following hour here, but on at 10, that's this green candle here. I don't know if you guys can see that there, this green candlestick here. Okay, compared to what XRP was doing during that same time frame. Okay, so that is this hour here. I think that it goes without saying that FOMO exists. But what really excites me is that this type of FOMO really has the power to boost the XRP price significantly. Okay, if we're talking about some minor blog that somebody found on Twitter and that it was an Amex thing and that people were talking about it. Now, of course, this might not be the only reason why it surged, but it makes perfect sense. There was no rhyme or reason for XRP to move that much at such an insignificant time on July 6th. All this just to say, guys, that the FOMO really is real. I know there's been a lot of news that's come out that hasn't even moved the dial, right? That hasn't even moved the price. But you got to think, the news building up in 2018 all the way till now. Think of all us hodlers. Think of all the people now who have more XRP locked away in their Ledger Nano S's versus at the beginning of 2018. I don't care to wager a guess, but I feel like the amount that people are hodling now and hoarding, the amount of times I see people telling me, they're buying every week, they're buying every month, they have so much now, they're really close to being in the, the top 5 or 4 or 3%, 1% maybe. I'm feeling like there is not going to be enough XRP when that mass hysteria event occurs, namely when Bitcoin reaches 20,000, I'm talking in a spec market first of all, and the mainstream goes wild for cryptocurrencies, they're going onto the internet and thinking to themselves, okay, how can I get rich? What crypto should I buy, right? XRP, one of the most affordable. On the first page, sitting at number 3 on CoinMarketCap right here, they're going to look and think to themselves, well, if I buy one that's at kind of like a lower price point, maybe I can double my money a lot sooner. That's how a lot of people think. I personally partially think that was the reason why XRP did so well in the last bull run. And we still have all those fundamentals behind us. So whether this was just about the Amex announcement or not, it just goes to show you guys that the FOMO is real, that people will dump their money into XRP when this bull run really takes off. You guys remember the FOMO that occurred way back when XRapid was being released? Okay, back at the end of September when they were gearing up for the announcement. Okay, XRP pretty much tripled in price over a 4-day period between September 18th to September 21st. Okay, and another 7% off this false Amex news. So again, guys, the FOMO is real. I hope your bags are loaded before the mass hysteria occurs. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.